Welcome back to the Six Pack Sports Talk. This is episode 14. We're just doing a little conference finals so far recap, and then we're going to dive into some off seasons that we like.
Deep dive into some off season.
See if maybe, we can
Fix
think
up
of some
the heat
fun
a little bit.
scenarios, some trades, cook some stuff up. But
Fix up the heat a little.
I
Fix
mean,
we got to. There's some work to do in South Beach. I think
plenty of work to do in Wade County.
Work
You know what
in
I'm saying?
South Beach for sure.
For sure. But we'll plenty of other teams as well. The Heat aren't necessarily the most interesting, so I won't dominate it. But for playoffs wise, I think there's one series that's been incredibly interesting. Just had a dominant game 4 from the home team last night.
Oh,
but
yeah.
I think we should maybe just get into the uninteresting series first, kind of get that out the way, if you know what I'm saying.
The Cavs
Knicks have been dominant.
The Cavs. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. So everybody knows on the show, Dylan. Dylan's not a basketball watcher. I didn't get to see the fourth quarter of the Cavs-Knicks game. I had to rewatch it. But Dylan told me that the Cavs quit in the fourth quarter.
They just stopped playing defense.
He was a despicable effort in the fourth quarter from the Cavs in Game 3. So when he told me that, I was like, oh, if Dylan's saying that, then something really must have happened to get his eye on the game. And then I watched the fourth quarter, and it was atrocious. It was as bad as he said. It's very obvious Cleveland can't hang with the Knicks. Like, the Knicks just overpower them. And Mike Brown has outsmarted Kenny Atkinson this whole series. Like, Mitchell Robinson has been put in the game for the purpose of being fouled because the Cavs haven't realized that he's only being put in the game to get the Cavs in the bonus. Or excuse me, the Knicks in the bonus. It's worked in all every time. Every time he's done it, it's worked too. Kenny Atkinson will not adjust for me.
Yeah, look at that. He's attempting 4 a game.
Yeah, he comes in the game. He gets fouled. They get into the bonus. Cat comes back in. I have to say, I'm out on Kenny Atkinson with this team. His rotations he's been very hard-headed about his rotation. He has this thing the past 2 years. Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley will come off the floor with about 7 minutes left in the first. They'll come back in with about 2. They'll play into, about 8 minutes left into the second quarter. And it's just he'll stagger Harden and Allen. And even last year it was Garland and Allen that he was staggering between Mitchell and Mobley. And it hasn't worked in these playoffs. Donovan Mitchell has been very up and down, even though I just did. I'm not going to say it. He's just been very up and down these playoffs. James Harden is.
Oh, my God. You did do it. I just now saw it. Go ahead.
James Harden's James Harden in the playoffs. I don't really think we need to speak too much on it.
Hasn't been good.
The turnover is a big problem.
Yeah, more turnovers than assists.
Yeah. I was going to say
22% from 3. Yeah, I mean.
It's James Harden.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I'm not. Yeah, I didn't really expect much different. I don't know.
Shouldn't expect anything.
I don't know why the Cavs did.
Exactly.
That's question me.
Not a known playoff thrower.
Yeah, the Knicks are just dominant, dude. Like, there's a real shot. I think they have a real shot of winning the finals. I
mean, if McCall Bridges is going to shoot like this, dude.
Oh yeah, Bridges has been
OG with 42%.
It's funny because Bridges was looking like he was getting that soft benching, benching in that first round against the Knicks when he was playing barely over 20 minutes a game in those first few games.
Yeah,
and it's pretty much since Game 5 of that series, it's been amazing. The shooting's been there, and the defense has stepped up. Also, Josh Hart looks like somewhat of a real defender. I thought he's a fake defender.
He's been playing good defense, and 35% from 3 for Josh Hart is not.
He's knocking some down exactly.
Yeah,
if he's gonna,
it's not bad.
I know. What is he at? Yeah, 7.5 a game. I was gonna say I know he's been taking them in these playoffs.
Yeah, they've been leaving him open. He's been taking.
Yeah, they have been leaving him open, but he's been more confident with him than I've seen in the past. The past years when he's been left open, it looks like sometimes he'll take a hesitation and then finally he'll. But no, I'm watching him he'll catch the ball and he's firing. So the confidence is there with Josh Hart. Obviously, we know the shooting isn't great still. So there's still, still a chance it can get bad. But from what we've seen this year, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So Josh Hart, OG he's a good, but he still doesn't look healthy.
Yeah.
Like there seems like I don't know if it's more like a mental thing because he's had so many hamstring injuries in the past, and it's another hamstring injury that he's dealing with now. So I don't know if it's just like a mental thing for him coming back, like just getting 100% right mentally about it.
Yeah.
But like there's just certain times he just doesn't look super explosive. But then he'll come and he's getting up there blocking guys at the rim. So I don't know. I think it's just maybe it's a mental thing for him. Hopefully for the Knicks, they get out of here in 4, and they let the Spurs and Thunder beat the hell out of each other.
Right.
Another 3 games. That's the hopeful thing for the Knicks. Let them sit around. Let the Knicks sit around for 2 weeks. They could use OG getting fully healthy.
Exactly.
So
it actually might be important for them to close out tonight.
I think.
Yeah, I was about to say that might be important.
It's going to be pretty important. I don't think they want to prolong this series any more than they should, especially with how Cleveland's been.
Yeah, exactly.
Cleveland hasn't. I thought the only game Cleveland played well in was Game 2. I didn't think they played terrible in Game 2. They ended up they just gave up a big 18-point run.
Right.
And they lost in the game. I didn't think they were that awful in Game 2. Yeah, I don't really want to say too much. It's pretty clear that we're heading towards a big shake up there in Cleveland. I don't know if that's Evan Mobley. I don't know if that's it might be everybody. Shoot. I don't know what's gonna happen there in Cleveland, but it's looking like we're gonna see some big changes here in Cleveland this offseason. Especially if Mitchell won't sign that extension. We'll get to see Mitchell gone, see Harden moved most likely. Maybe they move Mobley because his value will be at a high. Allen, maybe you go from him.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's kind of bleak in Cleveland right now. Dark days ahead.
No, I agree.
Well, I think.
We can dive into the other series, far more entertaining series so far.
More fun series.
First 2 games were real good. Thunder kind of ran away with Game 3 a little bit.
Game 3, the Thunder had pretty good control of Game 3.
Game 4, Spurs had control pretty much from halfway through first quarter all the way to the end.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing what
you could see these this is pretty close here.
Once it got to 23-10, it was looking bleak to me for.
No, I agree.
They couldn't.
I just was expecting a run, and they didn't really have one. They kind of had a little bit of one in the second quarter, but it never got closer than that.
Yeah, OKC's in a tough spot because of their injuries right now.
Yeah, they definitely
they're pretty
not had great luck.
Yeah.
Spurs haven't either, but they're getting healthy now.
Yeah, Spurs haven't had the greatest health luck either, but I think for the Spurs, it's.
Oh, sorry.
They need De'Aaron Fox's ball handling. That's the big thing. It's not. I don't even think they necessarily need a scoring in this series, but Stephon Castle obviously is not comfortable being the primary ball handler.
Yeah, you turned the ball over way too many times.
Oh yeah, 20 turnovers in the first 2 games.
Yeah, that's.
So it was very obvious. De'Aaron Fox coming back was a huge boost, just so they could have a steady ball handler just in the backcourt. Yeah, the big notice I've had on this series is how they've defended Wemby. It was clear in Game 1. OKC went with the, hey, we're going to guard you with the smaller wings. And the Spurs, Mitch Johnson did a great job. Easy adjust.
Mhm.
Just said, we're just going to put you near the basket then. We're going to get you going to the basket. And it worked.
And all he's got to do is just put his hand up.
Just catch and turn.
Yeah.
That's all he had to do. That's all he had to do. And
that's why he had 40-something.
Yeah, they did a great job. He did a great job of that in game one. And then to Mark Dagnall's credit, he adjusted and went with the bigs on Wemby. And it definitely made to seem Wemby pretty uncomfortable in game two, dealing with Hartenstein and Chet.
Yeah.
And Caruso, Wallace. I think he got some dub in game one too. I think for the Thunder, if they really want to win this series, I think their bigs need to step it up. I'm not Hartenstein, specifically Chet.
Yeah.
He's looked so timid in this matchup. Like whenever he sees Wemby, he just doesn't want the action. He's good.
Yeah, exactly.
He's good. He doesn't want it. He passed.
True.
I don't get it with Chet. I don't know why Wemby just kind of. It seems like Wemby's in his head in this matchup. It's been like this all year too. We're gonna I believe this is game 10 this season. They're gonna play against each other. Game 5 will be. It'll be the 10th game they've played against each other this year.
Yeah, because the Spurs are 6-3.
Yeah. So Chet hasn't shown up in any one of the games to me, at least offensively. I think
not at the All-NBA level he was awarded.
No, exactly. He just made all defensive first team, and he's been a roamer at times against Wemby, and he still is not impacting.
Yeah. So, I know blocks isn't the only indicator of defense, but
no, it'd be nice though if Chet could provide the elite rim protection that people were clamoring about. He should have won Defensive Player of the Year in the regular season. So I would like for that to show up if that's how good of him we were talking. It'd be really nice. Jared McCain was huge in game 3. Outside of that, efficiency-wise, he struggled. But I don't. I'll say this: efficiency isn't the end-all, be-all for me in the playoffs. I don't care if you're gonna put up 20 points. It's gonna take you 18 shots to get there. Whatever, I don't care. That's fine with me. But
well, I care. I think it matters less, but it still certainly matters to a degree if you're
for sure. I mean, yeah,
percentages are going down that much, you know.
I mean, hey, it mattered back in 2018 when Russell Westbrook was, I believe, like 18 for 46 against the Jazz and lost.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jazz. Yeah, it's just McCain's needed right now.
No, he is.
Especially with no AJ Mitchell. I don't know how serious the AJ Mitchell injury is. And AJ Mitchell hasn't been that good in the series anyways. Dylan Morker and Stephon Castle have done a great job on him.
He certainly played less than he did in the Lakers series.
Well, game 1, I think when Doug came back, they went with Dort in the starting lineup. With Dort, by the way, don't play him. Just stop playing him.
Yeah.
It's not good with Dort hasn't been a good defender, and he's not hitting shots. So the two things you need him to do, he's not doing. Get him off the floor. Keep him off the floor. Casey Wallace could start. Alex Caruso's been fantastic in the series. Start him.
I agree.
Start him. But please do not keep putting Dort out in that starting lineup. It's not helping. We know how deep the Thunder are, too. Like, the Thunder are very deep. Isaiah Joe should be getting some more minutes with some of these injuries as well. They can really use the shooting. And I don't think Isaiah Joe's bad enough defensively that he should be kept off the floor because of it.
I agree. I think especially with the fact that they have the advertised rim protection at Chet Holmgren, if he can just kind of be that a little bit more, then the wing defenders they're still going to matter, but they're going to have that safety net in theory, because Hartenstein's going to be checking Wemby more so.
I think, by the way, I think Hartenstein's done a really good job in this series.
I think he's done a fantastic job because even when Wemby's making shots on him, he's still doing, he's still playing good defense. So like he's just a better player. He's gonna hit some shots, but he's still bothering him. He's doing a good job moving his feet.
I want to put this out there quick. I know the season's not over for the Thunder yet, but Isaiah Hartenstein's most likely going to get moved this offseason because they have Thomas Sorbo. Yeah, they have Thomas Sorbo coming up. Like he's probably ready to play.
Okay.
So whoever gets Hartenstein, use him as a hub next year, please. He has some good passing ability.
Yeah.
Please use him as a hub. I think he's going to end up being a really he's going to be he's going to have a bigger role on a team next year. Like Charlotte, go do something for him, please.
Hartenstein,
Charlotte, please.
Finding Miller and Knipple on the corners. Finding Knipple in the corner. Come on.
Just DHOs with Knipple, Miller, and LaMelo. Oh, jeez. With Hartenstein, they're gonna have so much.
He's still cooking them, but
they're gonna have so much space to either drive or LaMelo's gonna just be shooting off those screens in DHO. Oh my goodness. Oh my.
How much do you think Bam's putting up on Hartenstein? 83 or 85 this time?
Let's go 87.
Come on, dude. How many free throws this time? 60 or 65? No, I'm just playing.
Well, he's not playing the Wizards.
Oh, I mean, are they that different? Right, I'm trolling.
Yeah, Brian Keefe is I'm getting off him. On the Spurs side of things, it's been interesting. By the way, I want to start Devin Vassell. He's finally being the defender he was advertised to be.
Yeah, he's played great defense on Shea when he's got matched up. He was solid on J-Dub in the games he was playing.
He's been great defensively.
Hitting his threes, too.
And, oh, my good. Like, Devin Vassell, if people didn't know, like, I've liked Devin Vassell for years. Even at Florida State. I always thought he's just an overall really good basketball player. This playoffs has really given him a name, I think. Like I believe even in game 1, he played the most minutes out of any player. He played 50 minutes in the double overtime game.
I believe it.
Yeah, Devin Vassell is like super important to what goes on here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
And I don't want people to miss him and not give him credit for how good he's been in these playoffs. Oh, like the whole playoffs too. He was great in their last series against Minnesota. He's been amazing in this series. And he was very good against Portland.
I agree.
So a big shout out to Devin Vassell for what he's been doing on the defensive ball, checking Shea when he has to. He's been locking up AJ Mitchell, and he's had that matchup. Just a big wing defender. And he's hitting his threes at a very high clip, which I knew he was a very good shooter.
Very important considering some other guys haven't been, like Keldon Johnson. Julian Champagny has not been hitting his threes a lot.
No, Julian Champagny has not been shooting. But Julian Champagny has been doing, like, he's been a really good hustle player.
Right. I've noticed he's always first guy on the ball.
Yeah, he's been a very good hustle player still for them. He just needs his shots to fall. That would be nice. Because the only problem with the Spurs and having Champagny in their starting lineup is Champagny plays the 4 for them, and they lose a lot. They don't have a lot of size outside of Vic, and Vic himself is very just skinny.
Yeah,
so they like bigger physical players can have their way against this Spurs team, but you don't really have to worry about that with OKC. So
not really, yeah.
But yeah, speaking of Keldon Johnson, the 6th man of the year has not been good.
We got screwed, dude.
Yeah, Jaime definitely got screwed.
Thanks, Bill Simmons.
Yeah, shout out Bill Simmons. Oh, my God, please get rid of his vote. Get rid of his vote.
Yeah, they should, please.
Please. I'm sure he probably thought Jaylen Brown was top 3 in MVP this year. Idiot. Anyways.
Good Lord.
Yeah, Keldon Johnson needs to show up in these playoffs.
They need him.
The whole playoffs, he hasn't shown up.
Yeah. No, it has not been great.
And his minutes are getting decreased in this series, I've noted. Like, they're willing to just stick it out with the guard their guard rotation. They're really like at this point, I would be more inclined to just run Fox, Harper, Castle, Vassell, Wemby closing lineups.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think that's a bad call.
Yeah, if Champagne's not going to be hitting his shots, I don't know if he can be out there to close games.
I agree.
Because they're just going to leave him. And you can roam out. Like, I get Champagne's still, like, very deadly shooter. You probably still want to get on him, but it comes to a point, if he's not hitting anything, it's going to get scary. They need that spacing in their lineup. Dylan Harper offensively has had his moments. He's also, I think the hype from last series, from the first two series, this series is starting to show like he's a bit of a rookie still.
Yeah, he is dealing with that adductor strain.
He's still he has that injury too, so
kind of lost some of his burst.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Just having a little rookie moment. It's OKC though.
Yeah.
Castle has been up and down. The turnovers have definitely been a problem.
Well, I love his energy, hustle, and his defense.
His defense is what has really excited me in this series.
He's played great on Shea.
Oh, he's been amazing on Shea. And he's done a really good job of not fouling.
Right.
I don't think he picked up a foul till the third quarter yesterday.
Is it the third quarter or end of second?
Yeah, it was at some point, I believe, in the third. You might be right. It might have been.
It was late to the point the announcers even remarked it. They said, normally you never hear Castle get a foul this late into a game.
Yeah, like that, and it was his first.
Exactly.
I was like, really good job with Castle. As soon as they got him off ball, the turnovers definitely dove down. So I think that's definitely going to be an emphasis. Keep Castle off ball. But the problem is that defenses will leave Castle open off ball.
Yeah.
So it's like you don't want him on ball, especially against OKC because of the turnovers. Because I don't think he's there just yet as a passer. I think the visions and some of his reads are still like he still puts his head down a little too much downhill.
I agree.
I think he does a great job finding Wemby. Yes. I think he does a very good job of knowing hey, Wemby's 7'5", just put the ball up there. He's gonna get it. Especially in these playoffs. He's done a really good job at that to me. Just get the ball up by Wemby. Just
that's what you gotta do.
He's gonna get it. He's done a good job of that. But yeah, he still just kind of has a bit of that tunnel vision when he's going downhill, and especially with a team like OKC, you really need to know what you're gonna do with the ball. You can't be, guessing.
No, I agree.
Driving into, traffic against the Thunder never ends up well. So just got to clean that up a little bit with Castle in this series. Game 5 is going to be huge for the Thunder.
Yeah, it will.
Because it's going to be really rough for them to go to San Antonio, win Game 6, and then even come home and win again. Especially knowing that the Spurs might came into your building twice already and won.
That would be wild, yeah.
That's where it can get hey, got to be careful there. Wow. I don't know what adjustments Mark Daigneault goes into this game with. Shea has kind of struggled in the series.
Yeah.
In the ball. And when Shea's not scoring the ball, it gets rough for OKC. Especially because OKC just doesn't have a ton of creators without AJ Mitchell being on the floor. If AJ Mitchell is out still, it's kind of like who's out there facilitating, because Shea's done a great job in this series when he's been getting double to finding the open man. I think he's done a great job of that. But Shea is an MVP. I don't want him. I'm sorry, but if they want to win the series, he doesn't need to be out there just looking to make the right basketball play. He's got to start taking over. and he's got to start hitting his shots.
I agree.
It's rough offensively for them right now, especially with no Dub. They don't have any secondary playmaking outside of Hartenstein's probably their best secondary playmaker right now. They don't
McCain's
have
an all right playmaker.
Jared McCain's their only other real creator off the dribble.
Yeah.
And McCain's not that great of a passer to me.
He's like,
Yeah, you're not going to keep getting these Alex Caruso explosions. So I'm just curious where Dagnall goes here if Mitchell's still out. Because if Shea's going to continue to struggle scoring the ball, where are they going to get points from? It's obvious Chet looks timid. He doesn't want the action with Wemby. Are you going to give Isaiah Joe some more minutes? Maybe see if his 3-point shooting will help, open up the floor a little bit more for Shea. I don't know where else you really go with the adjustments. Other than for OKC to me, it's just kind of hope your defense creates most of your offense in these next couple games if you have no AJ Mitchell and Dub. Because I know Dub's apparently day-to-day as of right now, so there's a chance he plays.
Yeah, all right. But I didn't know that.
Yeah, they haven't really came out and said much about his injury. They're just saying he's day-to-day. Which I know he's been dealing with that hamstring all year.
Yeah.
It's been an all-season thing. So
I know he's missed a lot of time this year.
Yeah, he's missed a ton of time. He's missed pretty much the whole year.
I was about to say, I don't even know when he's played.
He played a few games during the regular season. He's played a few in the playoffs. Yeah, it's not been good for Dub this year.
Yeah, we can get into
some off-season stuff.
Yeah, let's do it.
Start projecting some of these bottom feeders.
Let's do it. Where do you want to start here?
How do we want to? Do we want to just go from standing wise? Go up through the standings?
Sure.
Start with the worst team in basketball this season.
The Washington Wizards.
Which, by the way, if you watched the Washington Wizards play at all this year, which I unfortunately did, I was invested in Alex R. and Kayshawn George this year. They were terrible. They've been the worst team in basketball for 2 straight seasons.
10 straight losses.
Yeah, I mean, giving up 153. They gave up 152 to the defense was so atrocious for the Wizards. Obviously, they were trying to lose game. Shout out Will Riley for his last month of the season. Oh, you wanted to go look that?
I had to find it.
Shout out Will Riley for the last month of the season. He looked fantastic when they started extending his minutes and giving him more run. Big 6'8", 6'9" forward with a good handle, has some decent playmaking ability. Decent shooter, can defend. Some real upside to me with Will Riley. Obviously, the big thing with the Wizards this offseason is they have the number 1 pick. And what's going on with Anthony Davis? Because every chance he gets, he shits on the team.
Yes, so, I have been seeing that.
I don't get that, dude. I really on a personal level, Anthony Davis kind of pisses me off. Because this is a guy who we've known over the past few years has been unable to stay healthy. And I think he still views himself as a top 5 player. This is 2018. We are 10 years almost removed from that. He's not on that level anymore. He doesn't have the right to be going around just telling teams they're shit.
Yeah, that's pretty wild.
Yeah, he doesn't have the right to be doing that right now to me. Can we see him play almost the whole season before he can just be like, the Wizards suck? I understand that he's probably been banished to two teams that he doesn't really want to go to. But at this point in his career, I don't think he has much say.
He shouldn't. With how much he's making, he's going to get kind of tossed around in match deals.
Yeah. He's not going to get moved for any sort of value. This is where the Wizards have some interest going into next season. Obviously, you get AD to stay around. AD and Alex Sarr is defensively, that's going to be tough to score at the rim on those two. And they're both switchable. So it's not like you can just keep pulling them out. It's like one of them will be down there if you want to try and switch them. Like, go ahead. Anthony Davis has shown in the past, he's a pretty solid switch defender. And I like Alex Sarr's switchability. I think he didn't look awful out on the perimeter this year. So that front court can really be, when you throw in even Keyshawn in there, Keyshawn George, that front court next year could really be like one of the top front courts in basketball. Underratedly.
Possibly.
If we can see another step offensively, maybe from Sarr. And I think Keyshawn just keep playing. I think Keyshawn showed his development throughout the season was fantastic. Overall, just as an overall player, he's a very good scorer. He's an involved rebounder at his position. And he's a really solid playmaker. His defense, I think, can be better at times. I think positionally, he needs to get better. Which, he's just young. So over time, that should hopefully develop. The big thing with Washington, before I really dive into their offseason, I am not a fan of Brian Keefe, their head coach. Not a fan. I don't remember how many times I've seen the number 2 pick that needs to develop offense not get offense ran for him. Especially on a team as bad as the Wizards.
Yeah.
Run some offense for the kid. Like, Alex Sarr's offense is a lot of offensive rebounding and secondary action or late shot clock, throw the ball into you. Yeah, Alex Sarr is a good player. Like, they need to do more with him. There's some other small intriguing pieces here.
Trey Johnson, I think, is good.
Trey Johnson is going to be elite as a shooter.
Yeah.
Like, he was pulling from the logo a lot. Like, he has range.
I saw his highlights all the time.
Oh yeah, he's pulling them from deep, like, consistently with a lot of confidence too, which is great to see from a rookie. Fantastic. We have to see what the Wizards do with this number 1 pick. That's kind of like the big thing for their offseason. I don't think there's many moves for them to be made. Maybe they're out on Coulibaly. I personally probably am. I'm not huge on Coulibaly at this point.
I wouldn't pay him, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really big on Coulibaly. I'd probably just move. I'd rather play Will Riley, personally, if I need to have a wing. Coulibaly's defense is still there. Like, he's a really good defender, but the offense just isn't. He doesn't do much else. Yeah, he doesn't do much else than defend me. Maybe you get a backup point guard behind Trae Young. Bob Carrington's pull-up 3-point shooting is a real big intrigue on him. Mm-hmm. But I just say he struggles so much getting to finishing at the rim and getting to the rim. He just doesn't have much of anything downhill, nothing to get to the rim. So he's kind of exclusively a 3. He's a 3-point shooter, and his playmaking just isn't the great. Like, I really like Bub coming into the league. I had high hopes for him, but I just don't think the 2-point scoring has developed at all. And the only real intrigue with him is that pull-up 3-point shooting. So I think it'd probably be handy for the Wizards maybe go get a veteran, another vet, one, even maybe a shooting guard just behind Trey, just to relieve both Young and Trey Johnson. Have some extra shooting, in case especially Bubs. Yeah, I don't know, but Bub's also probably the second or third worst defender in basketball as well.
Yeah, that's bad value.
Yeah, it's really bad with Bub's defense. So, yeah, obviously, I think the big thing with the Wizards offseason is just number one pick. Figure out if you want AJ or why am I blanking? Darren Peterson. I don't know why I blanked on Peterson's name. Personally, I'd probably go AJ for them.
I would.
The Wizards are in a real good spot because their front court's kind of set. But even if you don't like Anthony Davis, you could still go pick AJ and just tell Anthony Davis, go take a hike.
Mm-hmm.
Don't tell us where shit. We'll go summon you to Sacramento.
Yeah.
I want to say that again. Anthony Davis better be careful because I'm sorry to tell you, I think teams are at the point where they're just going to keep dumping him. And he's going to end up somewhere like Sacramento where he doesn't want to be instead of a decent situation like Washington that he's in, especially with a point guard that's going to get him the ball. Trae Young will get him the ball. So, yeah, probably the most I'm doing if I'm Washington is probably just, finding who I need to extend, which I think the only guy they have extension eligible is Koulibaly anyways. And I'm not extending Koulibaly.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay him.
I'm not giving him probably any money.
I agree with you.
I think he needs to prove more to me, especially if they're keeping him around. But yeah, I'm probably just number one pick. Do what you need to do in the draft, and hope for some more development out of most of these young guys next season with Washington. I do want to say the hot take. I do think they're going to be a playoff team next year. I think they're going to be really fun and good next year.
Yeah, you and your worst to first ass picks, bro.
I don't know, man. They have a team that can win a lot of games next year. Trey and AD, and then you throw in Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, the number one pick, and Will Riley and Keyshawn Jordan. Like, they got a squad.
I'm gonna bet against it, and I'll admit I'm wrong if it happens. How about that?
I mean, listen, I really don't blame people if they don't think Washington's still not going to make the playoffs next year because Brian Keith still is the head coach, and
it's true.
They've been so bad the past 2 years, but I really like Washington's front office. I trust in them. I think they have a really good front office.
That's fair.
That's where the hope for me is, probably the front office, and most of these young guys I think will progress to another year.
Yeah, all right. We can get to the next team up. Would be I believe the Indiana Pacers. Whoops,
yeah, they're pretty. Well, they took a really big risk already.
Yes, they did.
Like their off season kind of already happened, if you ask me.
What the hell? There we go.
I was gonna say, I guess the Pacers just didn't play basketball.
Yeah, I was like, I guess I didn't play a damn game this year.
Yeah, the Pacers already made their off season move, so they don't have a ton. We don't have a ton to. I don't have a ton to really talk about with the Pacers. It's pretty much just Tyrese get healthy.
Yeah.
They traded the 5th overall pick this year essentially for Zubac, so that was kind of Not a big fan of that. They also gave away their unprotected 29 pick too in that deal, and Matherin. So Pretty big, hefty price for Ivica Zubac, if you ask me. But I think Zubac probably fits pretty well with this team. They could use a big like him. They just needed they needed a big physical guy. I think even with Miles Turner in the final, like Miles Turner shooting and his ability to do stuff off the dribble was nice for the Pacers, but I think they needed more of a bruiser, somebody that could rebound the ball better, and a bit more of a defender overall. Because Miles Turner's defense is overrated. He is a shot blocker, not a defender. He's a shot blocker. That's it. He is not a defender.
I feel that.
No, but yeah, the Pacers just got to get healthy. Nembhard, it's going to be Halliburton, Nembhard, Siakam, Zubac, and Nesmith probably starting next year. I mean, nothing really is going to change much from the finals team outside of probably just Turner for Zubac. Really, with this team, Jay Huff will be the backup. So they got
Walker
backup. Yeah, Jarris Walker showed some stuff this season. He had a decent shooting year.
Yeah, I was like 37.
I was kind of surprised his 3-point shooting wasn't bad. So he's probably going to be in the rotation some next year. McConnell still. I don't know. Is McConnell a free agent this year? I have to look. I don't think he is. But if he is,
I don't believe so.
No, McConnell's still there. All right, so they have their backup point guard already. I think they're pretty set. Maybe just bring in another, just extra depth for Indy and kind of play out the season with what you got.
Yeah, I feel you. Not too much to go in depth with that.
Yeah, they already kind of made their off-season move.
No, I agree with that.
Zubac trade.
All right.
So they don't have much going on.
Not much they should do, really, in my opinion, anyways. So I think the next one is the Brooklyn Nets, because the Jazz and Kings are going to be
Nets
22 wins. So yeah, we'll go to the Brooklyn Nets here.
Yeah. Let's start here. They got fucked in the lottery.
Yeah, they did.
Again, by the way.
What are they picking? 7?
6, I believe.
Oh, Jesus.
Again, they got fucked. Because they got fucked last year, too. So, I'm sorry to all the Nets fans. I wish you got nothing but hope and promise from all your own guys. They have some intriguing pieces here. I liked what Demon showed as a shooter, surprisingly. Didn't think he was going to be as good of a shooter as he was coming out of the draft, especially since he struggled shooting-wise at BYU at times. The big thing, I think, going into the Nets offseason is going to be what are they doing with Michael Porter Jr., A, and B, who are they taking at 6? I'm in favor of them going for a dominant point guard like a Kingston Fleming, or even great scoring guard like Darius Acuff.
I was about to say.
Yeah, Darius Acuff is also a guy I like a lot for the Nets. They kind of need a blue chip. Back on Porter, I wonder what they do with Michael Porter Jr. I don't think it'd be smart I don't think it's smart to keep him around. I think they're kind of on the Mikal Bridges thing with him. I think they move him for whatever best package they can get. His contract is very movable, I believe, too. There's not, give me a sec, I can check. His contract is exactly, I think it's around 35. So, I mean, it's very movable. There's definitely some contenders that could use his shooting, too. And just, he showed he was a better rebounder, I think, too, this year. Like, more willing to get in the action at times. There's still some hope with this Nets team. I think the big thing for them probably, if there's nobody no superstar to maybe go buy low on.
Yeah.
Then maybe like a Zion example. Then I think maybe go take on a bad contract. Go accumulate more assets. I don't think there's any reason to really do anything drastic right now with this team, especially because they almost went 0 for 5 last year on their picks. They had 5 first last year. They almost went 0 for 5.
Jeez.
Ben Surratt, I don't think is an NBA player. Nolan Traore started to show something towards the end of the year. So if he can maybe build off of like the last 20 games of the season he had, there's something there with him. Demon, I like what he showed as a shooter. He needs to get into the paint more. I know his rim pressure was really bad this year. Nets fans complained a lot about that. So I know he needs to get to the rim a lot. He needs to get that into his game. And then just overall, they just need to build more talent. Drake Powell was bad. I don't know if he's an NBA player. Danny Wolf doesn't do anything that excites me really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just the Nets still are a couple years away. It's a lot of just build for the future.
Yeah.
Give me a sec.
Yeah, I don't really think they should like make any drastic trades or anything.
Porter's cap is at 40.
Okay.
So it's movable. I believe he only has another year left on it. And Zaire Williams is an unrestricted free agent. Oh, I did think he would be back around. I've liked how Zaire's looked there. Deron Sharp's also a free agent. He has a team option.
They'll probably bring him back.
I like Deron Sharp.
Yeah, I think he's decent as hell.
Yeah, I like Sharp a lot. I'd imagine this is the year we see Claxton get traded.
Yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I think Claxton's probably going to get moved. I think the demand for bigs are there. Also, his play's just kind of fallen off the past 2 seasons.
Yeah, he's not putting up great counting stats. I'll say that for sure.
The defense hasn't been there either.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So, I mean, Claxton's at, 23 a year? Yeah, he's got another year, 2 more years on his deal. So, and it's a descending deal. So, probably be able to move him easily. I'd imagine try and pick up more picks going into this year. I don't know what they can pick up. Pick wise, Michael Porter's probably the best thing they can do to get any sort of picks.
Yeah, I agree with that. I don't know what they got like package wise or can get package wise for like anyone else.
That's the thing. Like, I don't think personally, I don't think Porter gives a huge package anyways back. I don't think you're getting much other than matching contracts and maybe some type of lottery protected first for Claxton. If even that, maybe just a swap.
I agree.
You're not getting anything for probably anybody else on this roster. So, yeah, probably just keep building it out. Hope some guys pop off. Maybe something happens in the draft where, like, Caleb Wilson or Cam Boozer fall to you or something like that somehow. Otherwise, pick up a Kingston Fleming, Darius Acuff, and keep building.
I agree.
Hopefully, Porter brings it back at least like a young blue chip guy. Best bet.
Yeah, that is the best bet. Hopefully that happens for them because they got kind of screwed in the lottery there this year.
Yeah. Hey, Minnesota, if you're going to trade Rudy Gobert, Nick Claxton.
There you go.
Good cheap option. You don't have to pay much for him. So
I was about to say, free up some more money. All right. You guys have the same record. I'm actually going to start with the Kings, and then we'll
That's
get
fine.
to the Jazz. Because they also got the short end of the stick in the lottery. I believe they got the 7th pick.
Yep.
Yeah, that is rough for a team that ethically tried to win. They didn't do good.
Yeah,
they tried.
They tried.
They tried.
They definitely tried.
And they were not rewarded for their trying.
No. I don't know. There's a curse over there in Sacramento. I don't know what it is. Viva did something.
Had to have.
I don't know what he did, but yeah, this team is so it's rough. It's just so terrible. I'll tell you this right now. I'm looking at cap space. They're 23rd in cap space as of right now.
Oh my god.
Obviously, that's still, have free agents to free announce and, all that. But DeMar DeRozan is under contract going into next year. Zach LaVine would I'm 99.99999% sure he's opting into that deal.
Yeah, he should.
It's $43 million. His team
option. I'll be right back. Keep going.
Right. His team option is $43 million. So I don't see a world that he even doesn't consider going into that deal. Oh, excuse me, it's $48 million. His team option. Huh. Yeah, have fun with that. Okay, so he's not going anywhere. Sabonis is at 45. He's still movable. I still like some of the value that Sabonis brings as a hub. I think when he's healthy, it's between him and Jokic as probably the best rebounders in basketball. And last year, I would have said Sabonis is the best rebounder in basketball. So Sabonis is still around. DeRozan, I've already mentioned. You have his big old deal on your books. This guy doesn't even get mentioned because I believe he played like 2 games once he got traded there, and then he had surgery and was out for the year. DeAndre Hunter is over in. I'd imagine Sacramento would be able to move Hunter. That I would imagine. DeAndre Hunter still has some good value. And even like before he got traded to Cleveland, he was having a great season off the bench in Atlanta. He was averaging like almost 20 a game off the bench. And obviously his role got a little more reduced in Cleveland, and got moved over for Keon Ellis and Dennis Schroeder. So I don't know, man. They're just in a really tough spot because they just have so much money on the books. Even going into next season, like the thing the Kings can do to kind of salvage themselves, I think, going into this offseason, I think Keegan Murray might be a guy you have to look at moving because he's probably the only guy that teams have a real interest in, and B, he's the only player that I think is going to give you a good enough return to trade. I don't think you're getting anything for DeRozan except matchings. Zach LaVine's probably untradeable at $48 million.
Yeah. Couldn't play off the season.
Sabonis, I have a hard time with. I think there's a market there for Sabonis, but the $45 million is just tough.
Yeah.
And I believe he's due that. So he has 2 more years on his deal. So, I mean, we'll see with Sabonis if they can move that. I'm sure they can. Like I said, I love his playmaking ability as a hub. And I think he's probably the best rebounder in the league. He did show he can shoot the ball a little bit these past 2 years. Granted, he's not taking any volume, but
yeah.
I mean, he can knock one down. You need him to, I guess. But I guess for the Kings, it's just move who you can. Please, just move whoever you can. Malik Monk could go. I'm sure there's interest there because I think teams will view him as I think some teams might view Malik as a point guard.
Oh.
And I think it could benefit him to play the point guard position because when he's had the opportunity in Sacramento to play the point guard, he's looked good. He has some playmaking ability, so maybe somebody buys in with that. DeAndre Hunter maybe could still give you a little value back. His contract's atrocious though.
Yeah.
He's at almost 25. I believe he has like 3 years left on this deal.
Jesus.
Oh, he is going into the last year of his deal, actually.
Oh, okay.
So, actually, you probably could get some value there out of Hunter. Keegan Murray, like I said, is probably the only guy you can get some real value out of. And I don't know how much you want to trade Keegan Murray knowing that you're going to be sitting around for 4 years with, in a deep rebuild.
Yeah.
So, yeah, going to be a really interesting offseason in Sacramento. We got to see who gets moved over there. The number 7 pick is most likely going to be a point guard. They really need a point guard in the future. Even though they've, they in theory have drafted two franchise point guards in the past 8 years. 9, excuse me. But
yeah. You're right.
Yeah, that's Sacramento for you.
There you go.
Yeah, mostly just get those big contracts out of there. If you really want to keep the cap space around, keep DeAndre Hunter for the year, and then free up the $25 million. Not the worst idea either. Yeah, what he played? He played 2 games there. That's what I thought. I thought I said he played. I think 2 games and got hurt.
Jeez.
And then had surgery. It was done for the year. Big shout out Nick Clifford, by the way. Nick Clifford has some interesting tools. Looks like it could be a pretty solid scoring guard in the league.
Possibly, yeah.
He showed some stuff the last month of the season.
All right.
And then Devin Carter went to Turkey, fixed his hairline.
They did.
So yeah, maybe some new. Hey, new hair, new me. Maybe.
Oh, you're in.
Yeah,
now you're in.
Maybe we were taking a step next year. Devin Carter FC. I'll hop on.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm good on Devin Carter.
No, you're lying.
I'm not. Devin Carter. It's funny because I thought, like, when he came out of the draft, I thought Devin Carter was going to be kind of like a very safe pick. I thought he was just, no matter what, he was just going to give you, like, some good, steady, solid minutes. Wasn't going to be excellent. Wasn't going to, overachieve, but just give you good minutes. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah. Just, if you're the Kings, do whatever you can to get this payroll down. Already having...
You ready?
For the good old Utah Jazz.
You ready for your squad, dude?
Yeah.
Talking some Jazz?
They've, well, they're already being thrown around in rumor talks with stars.
Okay.
Which I'm not going to be... It's not going to be surprising because Utah just has the assets to pretty much do whatever it wants. Especially with jumping up to the number 2 pick.
We do have this up for some teams, by the way.
Oh, yes. Yeah. I'll be ready to use it on 17.
Yeah.
These few bottom teams just don't have many moves to make. And it's like,
yeah, I agree.
Especially with Sacramento. If you're a Sacramento fan, you're just hoping and praying somebody wants one of those bad contracts for something. Yeah. Like, you're hoping Detroit maybe just thinks Zach LaVine will turn it on for a season.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
I mean,
you don't have a ton of good deals to actually make. Yeah, this is where it could get interesting for the Jazz. Giannis's name has popped up for them. Don't really think that's a realistic, nor do I think it would be good for the Jazz to go after Giannis. I don't know what other stars really make sense if that's the route Utah's trying to go. If they're trying to star hunt with the number 2 pick, maybe try to go that route. I in my opinion, the only star that would make sense, and he would never go to Utah, is Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, he definitely would not.
And he's not. Yeah, he's not going to Utah. So I personally wouldn't be in the star hunting business if I'm from the Jazz. But big steps out of Keontae this year probably changed a lot of things for Utah going into this offseason. No Keontae George jump, and they're in the market for a point guard, and we're probably talking about this a lot differently. Maybe they actually are looking for a superstar then.
Mm-hmm.
Then they're really looking for whatever point guard becomes available. But that pretty much Keontae has solidified himself as pretty much the for sure lead point guard on the team. Brought himself up to 24 and 6.5, I want to say. What is he? Let me see.
Right, 23.6, 6.1, so right around that.
Yeah, 23 and 6. The big concern people have with this Jazz team next year is going to be the playmaking. I don't necessarily have that big of a concern with the playmaking. I think Walker Kessler, speaking of, gotta re-sign him. People, especially Lakers fans, love to throw out this idea that they're just going to throw a big offer sheet at him and get him. Good luck. But I also am in the world of anything over like $30 million for Walker Kessler. I wouldn't do. I don't think he's good enough offensively to be commanding that much money. He also has not shown enough as a passer to justify that to me. His rebounding just became a big part of his game last year, becoming a really elite rebounder, as well as being a really good shot blocker. There's also just, over the years, there's just been tension with Walker and the Utah Jazz. I don't know what it is. After his rookie, after he had a really good rookie year, there was times he was getting benched, and he even lost his starting spot for a little bit in his second year. And I know that rubbed him in the wrong way. I know there was some stuff in that offseason that, there was whisperings about him having problems with Will Hardy and some of the coaching staff and how they were trying to develop him. He wanted to be more of a shooter. He wanted to space the floor more, and the Jazz just wanted him mainly be, into an interior big, which I kind of agree with the Jazz. I'm starting to become like, if you're not a Miles Turner at least level shooter as a big, I do not give a shit if you can hit a 3. I do not care.
Yeah.
It does not affect the game that much if you can hit 1 3. I'm gonna be honest. Like, who can I use? Like, that Wendell Carter is a prime example of this. That's why I call him a fake stretch 5. I do not care that he can hit 1, maybe 2 threes in a game.
Yeah.
He does not space the floor much. Orlando still has pretty much the worst spacing in basketball. So, yeah, that thing with him wanting to shoot the ball more, I was kind of with the Jazz. I didn't really understand him on that.
Mm-hmm.
Thankfully, he did progress as an interior big rebounding. Pick and roll. He progressed on a lot in year 3. So he has the game. I just don't think he's there offensively to be commanding a big enough number offensively. Other for the Jazz with Walker, it's kind of pick whoever the Wizards don't at number 2.
Mm-hmm.
I think maybe if a star, if you can maybe go, I guess if you can get Giannis for cheap, consider it. I probably just personally wouldn't, because you're essentially buying into the core of marketing Jaren Jackson and Giannis, or whatever star you acquire at this point. But yeah. One big thing I want them to do this offseason, bring back use of Nurkic. I really like how Nurkic played this year. His rebounding's big. Oh, he had a stretch where he had like 3 straight triple doubles for us.
No, I remember. Yeah, he was balling.
Yeah, like he was balling this year with the Jazz. Yeah, I think Nurkic liked being in Utah. Him and Laurie seemed to have a really good relationship. So I mean, that was a big thing with a lot of, like, Kevin Love said he absolutely loved his time in Utah this year. And he said he was going to be back, so I'm assuming he's going to be. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm assuming he's re-signing then. So, shout out Kevin Love. Yeah, they just progression. Shout out Cody Williams. Showed that he was an NBA player and actually kind of showed some offensive promise at the end of the year, scoring the ball. Bryce Sensabaugh. That's our guy. First of all.
Yeah, it is.
Second of all, I think that's your 6-man right there.
Yeah.
15 a game this year, and he was very good as a shooter.
46 and 37.
He can shoot the ball, and the Jazz need that. They need a guard that can shoot, because Kyle Lear coming off the bench. Kyle Lear, yeah, we're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that leap of a 3-point shooter from Isaiah Collier, I don't think.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Maybe going into this year, he focuses on it more in the offseason and really tries to become at least league average shooter. But I'm not hoping in it. I don't really see it happening. Yeah, other than that, with this team, hopefully AJ falls to them.
Yeah.
That's the best fit for them. Darren Peterson works as well. Darren Peterson, Keontae George backcourt could end up being a top 5 backcourt in basketball just within a couple years. So
definitely not.
Yeah, DP defends as well. So DP fits with what the Jazz need, especially. But yeah, if I'm the Jazz, just go get some POA defenders. Try and re-sign Nurkic and get yourself whoever you want at the number 2 pick. And I think you're going to have a real fun time in the West next year.
There you go. As you can see, the Utah Jazz. All right. Next up is going to be the Memphis Grizzlies.
Oh, yeah. The Sacramento Memphis Grizzlies. Yep.
Yes, sir. All right. Yeah, the Grizzlies definitely struggled all year. They just, Ja Morant, unfortunately,
not good.
Only played 20 games. Wasn't great in those games.
No, he had one 40-point game in Phoenix, and then I think he was pretty much bad in most of the rest of the games.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some intriguing players, but where are the Grizzlies picking?
3, I want to say. Yeah, they're 3.
Oh shit! Okay, so they'll probably get Cam Boozer then.
I'm assuming Cam. I feel like there's a chance they take Caleb at 3.
Ooh.
Caleb's gonna be a bit of a riser. I know teams love his athleticism. So
yeah, but for Jack's sake, they got to get Caleb Wilson.
Yeah, true. For Jack's sake, I am on Jack's side on this. Yeah, I'm with you. There is some really intriguing pieces already here in Memphis. The big question, I think the big talking point going into this offseason around Memphis is going to be what's going on with Ja. Are they going to maybe keep him around, hope that he rebuilds a little bit of value? I would hope not.
Yeah.
Do they Do they honestly just sit him the whole year and let him go? Like, let him walk? Because I believe he's on the last year of his deal. I don't know what you really do with Ja. I'm finding whatever way I can to move off of him. I just don't really want him around this team. Probably, yeah. That's a pretty good option for him.
Come on. Ja and Giannis.
Just fire the guy that runs your offense.
I'm not against that.
Because that's the offense Ja hates to run.
Yeah, let's beat him up with Ja.
Personally, I'm not huge on Ja. I think he lost some of his athleticism. And he's never been a very good shooter just in general. The mid-range stuff really is what struck. Like, his athleticism was noticeably bad this year. Like, he noticeably isn't the same athlete. But he just doesn't have an in-between game in the mid-range at all. And it really hurts him.
Yeah.
Because he's not a good three-point shooter. So if he can't get to the rim, he can't. Because I think he has really good handles, and I think he's a very good playmaker still. I think he does a good job with the ball in his hand. He just can't get downhill the same, but he doesn't exactly have a counter if he can't get downhill because he's not a good shooter. And there's no spots on the floor that he likes to get to other than get to the rim.
Yeah.
So if Ja kind of wants to rebuild some of his value, that's something that he really needs to work on is that intermediate game. He needs to get a mid-range game. If he's not going to be a consistent three-point shooter, and especially this year, I think he was at like under 20%, right? On 23.
Yeah.
He's at 23%. And he's not on super high volume either. So it's kind of like, hey, find that intermediate game. So if you're not getting downhill consistently because your athleticism's not there anymore, you at least have something to fall back on, and teams aren't just sagging off of you.
I agree.
Daring you to shoot because it's going to take away his playmaking. But one of the spots I kind of really like as a potential fit, if we can go to Trade Machine.
Yes, we can.
Real quick. John Morant, yeah, as we see, is the fourth trending guy on here.
I didn't mean to do that. All right, let's get Memphis in there.
Yeah, let's put Memphis in there.
Oh, and then who would the trade be with, sir?
I like Minnesota.
Oh, okay.
Taking a chance on him.
Okay.
If I'm Minnesota, I'm trying to find a way that I can deal Randall for Ja. I think it probably makes the most sense. They still have to make up another 7, so you'd probably throw in Terrence Shannon.
T-Shan.
Or they just renounce the rights of Isle to get that 7. I believe they can do that as well. I don't know what his cap hold is at.
This?
Probably don't. I'd probably just leave it because I think that affects this year. But
okay,
we don't have to do exactly. But something like this around. I don't believe Minnesota. Maybe Minnesota probably would have to throw in a swap. I'm sure Julius would get rerouted in this deal, anyways.
Yeah.
But if I'm Minnesota, I know Ja's value is probably at a low. I don't think there's many other teams that are even going to be, in the race for him. I don't think you're going to have much of a market there to be fighting with. I think it makes perfect sense for Minnesota. Even if the athleticism isn't the same, Minnesota just needs a point guard, just somebody that can get them into offense. That's a big problem for Minnesota. And in a lot of the exit interviews, a couple of the players said that it was very hard this year not having a point guard on the floor to get them into their offense, because at some point, when guys are just grabbing rebounds, they just want to run and go get their shot.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they're not touching the ball for a few minutes.
Yeah, and it's like, all right, it's my turn.
Yeah, and I think Ja can really help out with that. And I mean, hopefully some of the athleticism does come back, because there's still some positives as an athlete. Not all of his athleticism's gone. It's just there's very noticeable that he lost a step last season. And maybe he was dealing with injury. Maybe he was trying to play through injury, and we didn't know about it. Maybe that's something we'll find out more through the offseason with him. But yeah, if I'm Minnesota, I probably am willing to take this risk. The 3 years remaining on his deal do kind of scare me. If I'm Minnesota, because it's going to be hard. If he still looks as bad, it's going to be really hard to get off him and get to. Even though that $39 million over the next 2 years should theoretically start looking better. Like, probably by the last year of his deal, it won't be too bad with the cap going up.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Minnesota just desperately needs a point guard on this roster. And if they're looking for somebody to kind of keep up similar play to Julius, I think Ja Morant is probably the best route that they'll be able to get for the value they can give up. For the Grizzlies, though, it's just as simple as getting off Ja. Let the young guys take over this team. Cedric Howard has a lot of potential. Looked fantastic in year one. Didn't understand why Portland even moved off that pick of him. He would have been amazing for them this year. Just want to say that. But Jalen Wells has some really intriguing stuff to his game. Gigi Jackson. Obviously, Santi Aldama still there. We know what he's about. And then the number 3 pick, also Zach Edey. Maybe you give him some more offensive touches. Maybe we get to see that post game from Purdue come into play a little bit more this season. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Bring back a little bully ball. We'll see with Memphis, though. Their offseason is pretty simple to me. I don't think they need to overcomplicate anything. It's just do your best to move off of Ja. Don't overthink the number 3 pick. For Christ's sakes, please don't overthink it and be, Darius Acuff's going to be our savior.
Or they take some random guy who they don't have a lot of film on,
Yeah, please just don't do that, Memphis. Which I believe in Memphis as a drafting team. They've been an amazing draft team over the past 6-7 years. So not worried about them there. But yeah, get rid of Ja, please.
All right. We can get to the next team then. The Dallas Mavericks.
This fucking team. Hey guys, we traded Luka Doncic to look into Cooper Flag, and now we actually might be able to build a team around Cooper Flag. Yeah, the Mavs are lucky. Real good fine free agency on Najee Marshall. I didn't know Najee Marshall was as good offensively as he was, especially as a ball handler. I didn't know he was a decent ball handler.
Me neither, bro.
He could run the point guard position for stretches. He really can. He's good enough as a ball handler. The Mavs, I still don't understand what they're going to do this offseason. Obviously, Kyrie comes back from injury. Don't know what the Mavs' plan with him is. If they want to keep him around, maybe make a push for a playoff spot with Cooper Flagg next season? Do they want to move and maximize what assets they can get? Because I do know they don't have their first round pick next year. So if they're bad again next year, it's kind of like, well, they might be bad for no reason.
Right.
They still got some good pieces around. If the route is we want to try and make a step towards a playoff team, I like PJ Washington. They obviously still have two good bigs in Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively. I'd assume Gafford's more likely, even no matter what route they take, to be moved.
Yeah, he's older. Lively's the younger guy.
Yeah, I think Gafford could actually bring some value to them as well. Also, Marvin Bagley looked really good in his time in Dallas. I would be more than okay with him being the backup big behind Lively. So if the route for the Mavs is keep Kyrie and go towards trying to make the playoffs, I think they have a decent enough team to make it happen. Obviously, the big question for them is just, can they stay healthy? Kyrie, and also how's Kyrie going to perform at age 34, coming off an Achilles? So
I think he's crafty and skilled enough, but I hear you. He'll
definitely
what worst he had.
Oh, for sure. It's just got to be a little concerned just because of the age. It's the same thing with Dame for me. But yeah, intriguing pieces down here in Dallas. The number 9 pick is kind of where the biggest deal for their future kind of is at.
So,
because they have, in my opinion, the direction they need to take is they need a point guard. They need to get a guard to be on the same timeline as Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I don't know. The biggest hope to me for them would be, this is how they would need the draft to shape out, I think, for best case scenario. Obviously, we have the top 4 of AJ, Darren, Boozer, and Wilson. At 5, you want to hope the Clippers go Keaton Wagler. 6, the Nets take Acuff. 7, the the Kings go with Fleming or Mikal Brown Jr. And then 8, you need Atlanta to buy into a Damara. And hope that they go big, so that you have a choice between Mikal Brown Jr. or Kingston Fleming. I think those two fit perfect for Dallas at number 9. Point guard's just a big spot for him, especially with the uncertainty of Kyrie. And like I said, I think they really need to get their guy now to get on the same timeline as Cooper Flagg, because they don't want to be scrambling in 2 years without any picks. Where are they going to get this guy from? And like I said, they don't have their 27 first. It's top 2 protected. That's it. It's in Charlotte.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so if they're bad again this year, there's a very real chance they're just bad for no reason.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Yeah, and that's where I think maybe moving some of these guys is maybe in their better interest. Especially, I think you're probably on the same thought I am. What is this team ceiling with Kyrie? Maybe they could upset somebody in the first round.
Yeah, I mean, probably not.
Yeah,
I hear you though.
Maybe if they got the 5 seed somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think there's much hope in Dallas.
Not crazy high on the ceiling.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of really nice, intriguing pieces. I just don't think there's anything they can do to kind of make this a championship team. Or even just even just a threatening playoff team. Just don't really see it with how they're currently constructed. So, yeah, in my opinion, if I'm the Mavs, I'm trying to get off. I'm not trying to. I'm trading Najee Marshall. I'm trading PJ Washington. Daniel Gafford can go to. Maybe I'm seeing what I can get from Max Christie. Yeah, I'm trying to move guys that will bring back picks or young guys. Maybe try to help fit more with Cooper Flag's timeline.
Yeah, that's what they should do.
Yeah, try to supplement not having your first over the next few years. And then, I mean, even so, Dallas is a good free agent spot.
People love going to Dallas.
Yeah, exactly. It's not impossible for them to go get a free agent. So, even moving some of these guys and move off a contract, maybe 2 years down the line, you entice somebody to come sign. But, yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel you there.
Yeah, different directions Dallas can go this offseason for sure.
All right. Let's get into the next one. The New Orleans Pelicans.
I think this is probably your most active team in the offseason.
I could definitely
at least one of. I'll say this now. I think off the top of my head, I can think of 5 guys that can be traded. That will probably be traded. Bay, Trey Murphy, DeJounte Murray, Zion, and Yves. I think all 5 of them are probably getting moved this offseason. And the only reason I think Messi is probably going to get moved is the demand, just the demand to have bigs now. New Orleans kind of has to buy in on Derek Queen turning into something. So moving Messi would probably be the best option for them to clear out more minutes. Because unfortunately, Messi needs to play if he's on the team because Messi's been good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's pretty. Oh, actually, there's 6 guys. I forgot about Herb Jones. 7, Jordan Poole as well. Yeah, there's 7 guys that will most likely be traded this offseason out of NOLA. So
Jordan Poole's still shooting like shit.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if they got any sort of value for him.
Damn, man. I was rooting for him.
It hasn't worked out for him there.
Yeah.
His big problem is he's not a playmaker at all. And his shot diet is just he just takes too many tough jumpers for me.
No, I agree with that.
I don't like his shot selection at all. But anyways, yeah, Herb Jones is probably gonna get traded too. There's so many guys on this team that it's like you look at them from an individual standpoint and you're like talented, very talented, very talented, very talented. And then you put it all together as a team and you're like, wow, this looks awful. Shout out to Joe Dumars. Don't really know what he was thinking year one and thinking Derek Queen was this savior of his franchise that he had to give up the ace pick for him.
Yeah.
But he did that, so shout out to him. I guess the one big positive I want to talk about is Jeremiah Fears.
Yes. I thought he looked very solid.
Yeah, the kid can hoop. That kid can hoop.
He's in a less than advantageous situation.
And there was times where his minutes were inconsistent at times. Like he came into the year as a starter. DeJounte came back. They started bringing him off the bench. Then they started playing him with DeJounte at times. And then towards the end of the year, he was the starter again. So it was kind of confusing how they were going about his minutes. Because I thought him offensively was really good this year. I think the playmaking could really use some improvement. The 3-point shooting could be a little bit better as well. But as a rookie, I'm not looking too much into guard efficiency.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm not looking into your efficiency as a guard, as a rookie, too much. So, but yeah, he averaged 14 a game. What? 3.5 rebounds? Oh, he averaged more rebounds than assists. Okay, and that's a problem. Especially he's not a very good defender. That was the one probably glaring negative about him. Just not a real good defender. But I also think New Orleans is just not a very good team defense at all. So him not being a good defender probably just gets a real shown out more on this team than it would have on maybe some other teams. But yeah, I really like the potential he has as just more so as a scorer. Maybe he isn't going to turn into that dominant point guard, but as a scoring guard, I think there's a lot of promise there. And he's just he's fearless. He'll go up against anybody, and he talks shit to everybody.
Should be Jeremiah No Fears.
Oh yeah, he really has no fears. His last name, he does not fear nothing.
Oh,
so shout out to him. Yeah, he was willing to go at it with anybody.
Yeah,
and he'll talk back. So good on Jeremiah. This is where the Pelicans franchise is kind of like, I laugh. Joe Dumars is kind of the guy they're trusting in to kind of make or break this team for the next 10 years. Trey Murphy could get moved for a real good package. You could get 3 firsts for Trey Murphy, probably. Zion still has some value, especially with him playing 60-plus games this year. And there was times that they put him at point guard, and he looked like he could play that position because of how good he is downhill. And he's an underrated passer. So there's some value still in Zion. Herb Jones as a defender is still going to give you – he still has a lot of value. DeJounte Murray, after he came back from his Achilles injury, he came back and looked pretty good. Some people could argue DeJounte Murray looks better after his Achilles injury than he's looked since he left San Antonio. Some people will tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
So DeJounte still has a good amount of value too. But the guy that you have leading to move all these guys is Joe fucking Dumars.
Yeah.
We got to really see, if I was a Pelicans fan, I'd be out. I would have no belief that Joe is going to do anything with this roster. Turn it into any sort of value. If I had to choose some landing spots for some of these guys specifically,
I had a trade machine up for Trey Murphy if you want to.
Yeah, because
I
Trey
just
Murphy.
thought of one.
Who do you have off the top of your head?
I kind of took it from you from before.
Detroit?
Yeah. Trey Murphy for beef stew, Ron Holland, 2 firsts, 2 seconds.
I've been big on that. If that's a move Detroit is able to make, I'm looking. I'm looking to push for that. Somebody was telling me they didn't think Trey Murphy was. I don't remember who said it to me, but somebody
Michael.
Said, yeah, it was Michael. He was saying he didn't think Trey Murphy was enough for Detroit, and Trey Murphy as an offensive player is fantastic.
Yeah,
I think he gets really underrated, especially because he doesn't have the role. He didn't have the role down in New Orleans to just be chucking everything. New Orleans had to spread shots around. They had a lot of guys that needed shots down there. He still put up 22 plus a game with elite shooting. They call him Trick or Trey for a reason. I believe he almost made 4 a game this year on 8.5 attempts. That's how good of a shooter he was.
I believe it.
And I don't think people realize the gravity that he would pull away and help Cade Cunningham. Cade Cunningham, I think people. I agree with the people that say Detroit probably needs another playmaker, ball handler next to Cade. But I also am kind of in the world of Cade pretty much took him to the conference finals as being the only A, scorer,
Right.
B, playmaker. He like overall just does everything for him. Adding somebody like Trey Murphy, a guy that just can quickly just pull from anywhere and he has a very underrated downhill game. Trey Murphy is one of the better dunkers in the league. He's caught some bodies over the past 2 seasons. I just really think that would open Cade up so much more. Somebody like Trey Murphy. I love this trade also. Detroit. I don't think Detroit has to give up too much value. Stewart's a good rim protector. He's a real good bench guy. I'm not a believer in Ron Howland, so I wasn't really much of a believer of him coming out of I believe he came out of the Ignite.
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I'm not big on that program at all. I don't like the Ignite. I don't think they develop players.
Well, way to characterize them all.
I don't like the G League Ignite. I think it sucks, personally.
All right.
What success have we had with
I don't know.
that league? Yeah, I mean,
Scoot Henderson in game 1 and 2.
Scoot Henderson's the same player as he came in day one, pretty much. Jalen Green's the same player as he came in day one, pretty much. Amen and Asor Thompson are the same players as they came in day one, pretty much. Ron Howland is the same player that he came in day one, pretty much. Is it time to start, like what does the G League Ignite do?
I don't know.
It's just not. Hey, young kids, if you want to make it to the league, the G League Ignite will get you there, but you ain't getting nowhere after that. All these guys just have stunted development. It seems to be a common theme with these G League Ignite guys. So
maybe they're like testing them or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I just when I see a guy come out of G League Ignite, there's just not a lot of hope there for me, to be completely honest. But we'll see. I mean, Matas was there too, and he looks like the one positive.
Yeah, I was like, I like Matas.
Yeah, I do too. But yeah, for Detroit, this is one of the best moves I think they could really make. The other team I think we probably should talk about with Trey Murphy, possible trade spot would be the Indiana Pacers.
Okay. We don't got to iron everything out, but like roughly.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would probably go somewhere around Neesmith, Jarice Walker, a first, probably a top. Scroll down because we're in 26. They don't even have that pick.
Oh, okay.
Technically, I know they traded 29, so they can trade 27. Oh no, they can't. They can't because they traded 26. They could swap 28.
For any other choice?
Yeah.
Fuck, I fucked it up.
They probably had to throw in another future for India. This is actually kind of tough to do. That Zubac trade restricted them because they traded this year's first and they traded 29, so they can't trade 27 because they traded this year's pick. They can't trade 28 or 30.
Dang.
Yeah, they locked themselves up with that trade. Wow. I didn't even think about that. They kind of locked their assets. All they can do is swap.
Damn.
Yeah, all they can do is swap those picks. Wow. Indy kind of, ooh. I really didn't think of the repercussions of that trade now. So Indy pretty much is just buying in on that core. All right, so I guess Indy might not be in play for trade. Never mind. All right, we can move off that.
I bet.
Yeah. Wow, I did not realize Indy kind of screwed themselves.
Yeah, no, it's
their asset-wise. Yeah.
I was like, they're in a bit of a tough spot there to find that.
If they can't move those first, they can only swap them. Most teams. I don't know if I'm being asked for an Indy swap just 3 years down the line, I'm good. Indy's gonna be good for a couple years.
Bulls time.
Bullshit. I just had to scream it. This roster is a bunch of bullshit. If I'm being real, this roster sucks. Matas, Josh Giddey, Trey Jones, all that in there. Smiles, good, thumbs up. The rest of the roster, frowny face, thumbs down, sad, darkness, clouds, ew, yucky, gross. I've yelled at Bulls fans about this because Bulls fans are a little bit delusional and think that Chicago still is a big market in the NBA. It is not. Yeah. Players do not want to come play in Chicago. They don't.
I agree.
You're not signing big deals to come here. They don't want to come here. Stop thinking this is a big market. It is not. The biggest free agent they've signed in the past 20 years is Carlos Boozer. That is the biggest free agent the Jazz have signed. They are an equivalent market right now as the Utah Jazz. I'm serious.
Sucks for Bulls fans.
Yeah, unfortunately, DeMar DeRozan was the best free agent they got, and I'd argue DeMar DeRozan I didn't even think was that good at that point. He was just offensive. He just still was a good scorer. That was it.
Yeah.
So.
Hey, well, you hating on Patrick Williams right now, bro? Seriously? 37% from the field doesn't interest you?
I think I could find a third grader that does more on the floor than Patrick Williams. Truthfully. No disrespect to you, Patrick Williams, but you're awful. It's terrible. And he signed at $15 million for the next 3 years. Yeah. They can't move that deal.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it. He's pretty much unplayable at times, too.
Yeah. Well, you're
There's
right.
no redeeming quality about Patrick Williams. He doesn't defend very well. He's not a good shooter. He doesn't do much on the floor. He doesn't rebound much. Doesn't have any sort of a mid-range offensive game. Yeah, just overall terrible. I guess the positives I'll get into. They got the number 4 pick.
Yeah, that's big.
Big pick. Because their last number 4 pick is the guy we just talked about, Patrick Williams. That was their last number 4 pick. So let's not fuck this up.
Yeah,
I don't think Caleb Williams will be anything he is going to be miles and miles. He's miles and miles better than Patrick Williams already. Right now, today. I'd argue Caleb Williams has probably been better at basketball for the past 2 years. I would have said it 2 years ago. Well,
Caleb Wilson?
Yeah, Caleb Wilson was a sophomore in high school that he was better than Patrick Williams. So you don't have to worry about much on that. The big thing the Bulls have to do this offseason, which Bulls fans just seem to hate me when I say this, is go acquire a couple bad contracts and keep adding picks. There's not much else you should be doing. There's been this delusional world of Bulls fans that think if you can add a couple pieces to this team, they can make it somewhere. So you just want to repeat the past 5 years?
No, seriously.
That would be your guys'. That's your grand plan?
Why?
Why? Just be bad finally. It's okay. It's time for just a full-on rebuild. The thing is you just want Trey Jones, Josh Giddey, Matas, most likely Caleb Wilson, hopefully as long as Memphis doesn't take him, or Cam, whichever one.
Mm-hmm.
Leonard Miller, maybe Rob Dillingham, even though I'm out on Dillingham. I don't see it with him.
Yeah.
Just hope you see progression out of those guys. That's it. That's the only thing the Bulls should be hoping for this season. Start rebuilding the brand a bit. Like, get people interested about Chicago. Like, get them intrigued about Chicago basketball again. That should be the main goal.
Yeah, that should be the main goal.
Yeah, you need to start making yourself marketable again to free agents, because the fact that I even brought up that they're a similar market right now to Utah is quite concerning.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
very concerning.
Yeah, nail this pick and go pick up a couple extra picks for some bad contracts, so you can start, really having some assets to play around with.
Yeah, I agree with that. All right, we can get to the Bucks here.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Do we even really have, we know the very looming?
Yeah, I was about to say talk about the other pieces real quick. I gotta pee real quick, and then we can definitely dive into where Giannis might be going.
Get into some of these other pieces. I actually,
give me 2 seconds.
I actually really like some of the Bucks' other pieces. I'm a big fan of Ryan Rollins and what he did this year. I thought he looked excellent. Shooting 40% from – he shot 40% from three? I did not know that. Wow. Okay. I thought he was closer to 36. Wow. 4% better than I thought. I'm a goof ass, I guess. Anyways, the Bucks have intriguing guys that are winning pieces, I guess I should say. That's the best way I can put it. I really like AJ Green as a shooter. He doesn't do anything else offensively but shoot, but it's okay because he's an elite shooter. He's also not a terrible defender. He's like a 6'6" wing, can shoot well, and he plays good defense. So I'm a fan of AJ Green. Like I said, Ryan Rollins is a really good piece. Miles Turner struggled this year. Had a very down year. I think he's probably on, especially after he just wanted to go to the media and start outing people for being late and all that. I think he's already on the way out of Milwaukee after one season, which I think would probably be better for him and the Bucks. You don't go into a podcast and air out locker room stuff. That just seemed kind of like spited to me that he did that, but whatever. Bobby Portis is most likely just gone. He's getting traded for sure this year. Bobby Portis shot 45% from three.
Holy shit.
Where did that come from with Bobby?
Damn good question.
I guess maybe there's some value there with Bobby Portis. Wow, okay.
If he can shoot like that, yeah.
Yeah, if he's going to shoot like that. Kyle Kuzma, I think, is just kind of stuck on this roster.
Yeah.
Because I just don't see what winning team would want somebody like Kyle Kuzma. Not going to lie to you. When they made that trade last year, when they traded Middleton for Kuzma last year, that pretty much easily signified the end to me of this team. They're just, it was just kind of a waste. Kyle Kuzma didn't fit anything that the Bucks needed at the time. He's not a good shooter. He's not a good playmaker. He's an okay defender. Kyle Kuzma's just kind of a playoff player. That's all. He's never going to look good during a regular season, but as soon as you get him into a playoff setting, that's when his game just really gets better.
Mm-hmm.
It's how it was with the Lakers. I don't know. I don't see any team really even having interest in Kuzma at this point, especially because he's on a bigger deal too. But if I'm the Bucks, I'm telling Ryan Rollins, here you go, you got the keys. Obviously, because we can sit here and talk about Giannis for 20, 30 minutes on where would Giannis, where is he going to end up? I don't want to do that, honestly. We've talked. I feel like we've been on topic in the NBA world of over a year about Giannis landing spots, Giannis being moved. It's just kind of getting old to me. Like, he'll get moved when he gets moved, and it'll be wherever it is when it happens. I'm not gonna keep sitting here and kind of like being, what's gonna happen with Giannis? How much can the Bucks get for Giannis?
It's because you're not a Heat fan.
If I'm there, if we really wanted to, if anything, I'll say to him, go ask Cleveland for Evan Mobley and something else, and get it done. Just please go get their pick. Even though Cleveland doesn't have picks, that's another problem. With half the teams that want Giannis, they don't have enough for him. Cleveland doesn't have any picks, so what are they going to get outside of Mobley? What are they going to give up outside of Mobley? Minnesota, same thing. They don't have picks to give up. What are they giving up outside of Julius and McDaniels? They don't even want to trade Jaden anyways.
Exactly.
So the Knicks are about to be in the finals. They're not moving for Giannis. The Heat have the best package, pretty much. Portland's not doing it. They already saw Dame and Giannis. Not doing that. The Lakers are not. They can't. They can't afford him. So stop thinking it, Lakers fan. You can't get Giannis. You won't get Giannis. So it's just kind of like, at this point, I'm just at the point of like, wherever he gets traded to, it would be cool to see. Hopefully it's to the West.
Fuck you.
That's all I'm at. Orlando, please go get Miles Turner. Please. He's going to cost you Wendell Carter and a second-round pick. Please get Miles Turner. Any contender, please go get AJ Green too. Good 3-and-D guy. Great 3, good D guy. Pause.
Yeah, I was like, hold on there.
Pause.
Hold on now.
Jericho Sims kind of has some enticing things about him. Wonder if he'll play more next year. I doubt it. This is the team with the number 10 pick too, by the way. So
shit.
If I'm them, I'm just going best player available. I don't think there's a positional need on this team exactly. Just whatever prospect is there at 10 that you think is the best, take them.
Yeah, I agree with that, honestly.
Yeah.
That's the right call.
I'm not looking at my roster and being like, this is where he would fit. Nah, just go take the best player, please.
Yeah, it's BPA time.
Yeah. And hopefully you resolve this Giannis thing this offseason. Because if you got to go into another year thinking about it, then good luck. Especially now that Portland's starting to control your draft.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so figure it out, please.
All right. So I actually have something coming up, but I have time to do these next the 4 play-in losers teams, and then we can do another episode where we knock out the playoff teams.
I'm down for that.
All right. So let's start with who had the worst record? The Warriors did. All right. Start with the Warriors.
Scary outlook
Very.
for this team.
Very.
They had the Draymond Green player option that I'm assuming he picks up at 25.
He definitely should.
I think he knows he should too.
Yeah.
Because either way, I'm sure they're going to move off of Draymond this offseason. It was pretty bad for him this year. Outside of that like weak stretch at the end of the season where he clamped Kawhi up for that quarter. He played some good defense for that last like week and a half. That was it to me.
Yeah.
Not much else. Yeah, it's bleak. Curry barely played. He barely played.
Just over half.
Yeah. He couldn't stay healthy. Jimmy obviously tore his ACL. He's gonna be 38 going into next season.
Yeah, that's rough.
That's not looking good. They gotta re-sign Porzingis. If they even want to keep him. He's also been dealing with health problems.
Yeah, he played 15 games.
Yeah, he's been dealing with health issues all since for a couple years now.
Yeah.
He's been good when he plays. He's been fantastic. That's the thing. And Porzingis has still been a high level player, but it's just he can't get on the court because of the sickness that he has. So hopefully he can kick that this offseason. Hopefully to get something done. Yeah, I don't know, man. Al Horford's old. Moses Moody isn't playing next year because of the knee. I don't know where you go with this team. Pozinski. Also, Brandon Pozinski is not as bad as Warriors fans make him. Like, they try to scapegoat Brandon Pozinski like he sucks. Brandon Pozinski is fine. He's a good player.
Yeah, he does not suck.
He was the 21st overall pick. What do you guys want him to be?
Seriously though.
Like, I understand sometimes his confidence makes him think he's Steph Curry at times, and I mean, yeah, that's gonna happen when you play with him. Mm-hmm. But he's a good player. He does a lot of really good things on the basketball court. So I want to say, stop fucking blaming him for some of your veterans' problems.
I agree.
Yeah, it's bleak. At pick 11, I'm just picking my future point guard. So if that's Phylon Jr., if that's maybe Mikal Brown Jr. slides there or something, I'm just picking my future point guard probably. And I don't know. I personally, I'm asking Steph Curry if there's maybe a spot that he would be open to finishing his career out at.
Yeah, a certain Wade County, maybe.
Yeah, honestly,
I'm just playing the Heat fan at this point.
Anywhere, because I'm sorry, if I'm the Warriors, I'd probably look at Steph Curry dead in the eyes and tell him we're not building a championship team in the next 2 years.
It ain't happening.
Not with what we have. So.
Well, Steph might want to be one of the lifers, bro.
That's what I was gonna say. If he's okay with sitting around, kind of,
playing for nothing,
5-6 games below 500.
Yeah,
I think they'll do it. But big shout out to Guy Santos, by the way. He's an NBA player. Looks really good. I like me Guy.
No, he's garbage. No, I'm just playing. He does look pretty solid, actually.
Yeah, he really came on later in the year once he got more minutes. Became he eventually started at the 3 down the stretch for them.
Oh, that's actually big then.
Yeah, good. Going to turn out to be a good player.
Clippers time.
Are
you okay? Good Lord.
Oh, shit ass team here.
What are you talking about? Kawhi played 65 games.
We still have to find out what's happening with Kawhi. I think there's a realistic possibility that he's out of LA.
He probably would want out of LA, yeah.
I don't know if he wants out. That's the thing.
Oh.
Because I know he likes being he wants to be close to his family there in LA.
Oh.
That was that was the big thing. That's why when he was traded to the Raptors in 2019, that's why he was so pissed, because he wanted to go closer back to home.
No, I remember hearing about that from his uncle agent.
Yeah, and I think it's the same thing now, especially the older he gets. I think he's just going to want to be close to home as possible. So maybe his best opportunity if he wants out is Golden State. Maybe they'd be willing to give up Jimmy's contract to flip it for Kawhi to make another run. But yeah, it's kind of Kawhi's in a tough spot because I don't think he's going to have much say in what is going to happen here. I think Steve Ballmer is going to have to kind of nut up, and the front office is also going to have to nut up and be like, we need to rebuild this thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they owe any more picks off the Paul George from the Paul George trade. I think it's almost finished.
I hope for their case they don't.
Yeah, I think they're pretty much done with that. So, I think that if it is done, it's probably the perfect time to start moving off whatever they can. The problem is they don't really have anything to move off outside of Kawhi now.
Yeah, pretty much. Just Kawhi.
Yeah, just hope Darius Garland can stay healthy for a full season. See how they have to pay Mathurin.
Yeah.
He's a restricted free agent going in it. Yeah, that was a big reason why the Pacers traded him, because the Pacers didn't want to pay him.
Yeah, Clippers probably will pay him.
Yeah, so I'm assuming if I'm the Clippers, I think they kind of have to.
I agree.
They don't have much else. Mathurin's 3-point shooting this year really scared me. He shot like 20% from 3.
Yep, I think 20.6.
Yeah, 20.7. Yep, he was brutal from 3 this year.
Yeah,
so
that's not good enough.
I still believe in Mathurin. He's still, I think he's still a good enough player that he'll get something to fall next year. But yeah, man, this is just a really bleak outlook the Clippers have, especially. We both know they're not good enough to even make the play-in in the West with this roster next year. So hopefully picking Keaton Wagler at 5 can really do something for this team.
Facts.
But yeah, pretty bleak outlook for this squad.
Yeah, I don't really know. Just probably Kawhi. I mean, I don't really have any ideas in mind on where he could go. I agree with you. So
yeah, maybe just move like Chris Dunn. Maybe you get a first, like a late first for a good defender. That's it. Yeah. Maybe pick up like a buy low option from Nick Batum. Yeah,
it's possible. Yeah.
Yeah, not much I really would think of else.
All right, it's time. It's time for them boys from the 305 South.
Yeah, this is where I mentioned this early on. This team has a lot of work to do this offseason.
Yeah.
You start. This is your team.
Yeah.
What do you want to see happen?
You know, I think his time in South Beach is probably came to an end. Wasn't able to play a lot this year, again with injuries. I don't know if it's like consecutive years being injured, but I know he's had injury problems throughout his tenure in Miami.
I think it's every other he's hurt.
Yeah, I was like, it's because he's had some years where he's been able to go, but this year was not one of them. He didn't play horribly when he played, but I don't know how much of like a fit he is with the roster at this point. Especially with the way Spo has been like working rotations. He finally, as we're down the stretch, barely going to make the play-in, he starts playing Kel Elware and Bam Adebayo together, and it looks great. Wasn't quite enough to beat Charlotte in the play-in, which I wasn't mad about, by the way. But wasn't quite enough to beat Charlotte in the play-in because Bam got hurt by the dirty-ass player LaMelo Ball.
Freak accident.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Don't you talk about my king like that.
Yeah, I was about to say, why don't you hold some more fucking water for him?
Talk about King LaMelo like that.
Yeah, King LaMelo, more like Queen Cheater, hurting our player anyways.
Tell him not to have soft-ass hips.
Oh, fuck yourself. Davion Mitchell actually shooting just under 40% from 3. I feel like maybe we'd up his volume a tad, I wouldn't mind that because his playmaking isn't terrible. He's at a 6.5 to 1.5 turnover ratio. That's over 4 to 1.
Yeah, Davion as a point guard was really good this year.
That'll work. I feel like some more positives would be Pele Larson. I like him. I think we might have to pay him, or I don't know if we have to.
I don't think you have to pay him this offseason, but I think he's due for an extension.
Okay. So, yeah, we might pay him this year. I mean, I hope as long as it's not too much, I'm not against it, considering we just got burned with a negative Nikola Jokic, or Jovic, not Jokic, Jesus. Nikola Jovic. He was awful this year. No other way to put it.
He's still movable, at least.
We got to hope. We got to hope, man.
There's a track record, at least, with him of being a very good rotation player.
Yeah.
So there's still
That's fair.
Somebody could buy in. It's cheap enough of a deal.
I think for me,
it's not like the Patrick Williams thing, for sure.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think for me, the only like untouchable would be Bam. I think anyone else can go, and especially if Giannis is in that discussion, then I think Hero, Kellel, maybe Jaime, because we don't have the picks, so we got to give up the players. It's just got to happen.
I do know. I believe you guys own all your picks now.
Okay. All right.
in the future. I have to look again. Give me a minute.
I'm gonna switch you here to the trade thing in a second. I'm just setting up both teams.
Where is Miami?
We don't have our 27 first.
You don't have 27, but it is lottery protected.
Okay. There.
So if I had to guess, you're more than likely to keep next year's pick. You can still trade it too.
Okay.
I believe.
All right. Well, let's start with this. It's definitely going to be Hero.
Actually, you need it to settle next year because it becomes unprotected in 28 if it doesn't convey. So actually, that can get really bad.
Yeah, definitely would like it to settle this next year for sure. I'm blanking on who else we throw in there.
There's some very weird stipulations with this pick. So Charlotte has Dallas's pick next year, okay? It's top 2 protected. If the Dallas pick conveys to Charlotte in 27, it goes to Detroit? Also, your 29 pick is a swap.
Okay. How's this?
There's picks, so picks can be moved. That's where I'm at. I think some kind of package around Hero and Ware is what is going to be the best for Giannis.
They're not letting me do it. Well, screw them anyways.
That's
something with Hero and Ware probably. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I'll have something out on my TikTok probably later today of some trades I could see happening. But yeah, that's kind of where I've been at. My big thing with the Heat is I think they're at the point where they aren't going to re-sign Norm Powell.
Yeah. I don't think they are.
I don't know if I really disagree with that either. Anyways, I think it'd probably be better to let him walk. Especially coming off an all-star season, he's probably going to want a decent amount of money. There's no reason to really handicap yourself. The only other thing I could see maybe in this deal is Wiggins gets put in there, and Milwaukee reroutes Wiggins. I know the Heat have mentioned that they'd be willing to move Wiggins. I don't really know why. I think Wiggins is kind of a perfect fit in Miami.
Yeah, if Giannis is
that type of player that the Heat culture kind of endures. So not really understanding that, but I'm pretty much good with a deal like that for Giannis. I think that's kind of the best package they can get.
Certainly arguable, yeah.
Hero and Ware can kind of keep you somewhat relevant. Especially Tyler Hero last year when he played was I thought he was close to all NBA third team level of a player.
Yeah, he was solid when he was playing.
He was really good last year. And he played well this year when he played. The problem has been every other season it seems like there's some kind of injury that holds him out for a long period of time. It's not.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of with you there on that. Yeah, straight up like that for the Heat.
All right, bet.
I think in that scenario though, probably Norm does get re-signed.
Yeah, I think he'd have to.
Yeah, I think he'd be willing to come back for probably cheaper too with Giannis on the team.
I agree with that.
He's gonna get so many open threes.
All right. Well, we can get to the final team here.
The best one for last?
No.
What do you mean no?
They're not the best.
I've already made this take once. This is a team that can control the offseason. Just based on all the assets they have and just the flexibility that they have. if I'm personally Charlotte, I'm looking to upgrade my center position. I like Diabate a lot. They don't get anything offensively from their bigs.
Yeah.
Which I think can be problematic at times. Also, they need more physicality. It was very noticeable in their playing game against Orlando. Orlando could just bully the hell out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever Orlando wanted to do, they were going to do because they knew they're just bigger and stronger than them. And I think that's something that needs to be kind of a focal point with this offseason. A little more strength and physicality being brought to Charlotte. And that's where I think they really need to look at this 14th pick at a big. Or we need to start packaging up. They got 5 firsts over the next 2 years. Package a couple of them up for a big. Maybe I'm personally not Gafford's not a probably good enough big for me to be moving for. I'm more thinking of the longs of like maybe like a Jalen Duren type level of big, not Jalen Duren, but somewhere along the lines of that level of big all-star. I don't know who exactly. Maybe I think Miles Turner would be a good fit. Team offensively. I've mentioned Bam before with this team. Like you said, I think Bam's pretty much untouchable because Pat Riley loves him to death. But if there's a way that he was available, I think Bam would be an amazing fit on this team. I can't think of bigs that are going to be available off the top of my head.
I don't know if Rudy will be.
I think Rudy will be.
Okay. I would have said Cat before the Knicks started balling so much.
Yeah, I was going to say Cat was looking available before they started giving him running the offense through him.
Now they'd be dumb to get rid of him.
Yeah, now it's tough. Maybe Mitchell Robinson becomes available. I would like Mitchell Robinson a ton in Charlotte. He kind of fills exactly what Diabate does, but just at a way better rate to me. So, the thing with Gobert, I kind of think Gobert is a lock to go to Boston.
I would hate that as a Boston hater.
That
means that's a good move, I think.
Yeah, Boston's going to do whatever they can to get Gobert because they pretty much entirely lost their first round series because they didn't have a big that was good enough.
Right when Embiid came back, nobody could check him.
Yeah,
they were putting Jaylen Brown on him and stuff.
Watching Jaylen Brown guarding him in the fourth quarter of a Game 7 really showed we don't got it.
And then he was crying on stream after, bro. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, whatever I do if I'm Charlotte, I'm in the market for just a center. Also, maybe try to upgrade from Miles Bridges. I thought Miles Bridges played pretty well this year. He shot the three better towards the end of the season. I just think you could probably upgrade from Bridges, even though he fits really well with what this team does and how they want to play fast. They'll get in transition. He's a really good lob threat, especially with LaMelo's playmaking. There's chemistry there with them already, so I don't know. You want to touch that too much, but yeah, I mean, if I'm looking to do anything, if I'm Charlotte, it's definitely at that big spot. Otherwise, if you want to stay and put, they're going to be a playoff team for sure next year. They re-signed Kobe White, and they could be a top 5 seed next year. That was the pace they were at after the.
Yeah, you sound like a Marlins fan right now.
After mid-December. Well, yeah, but this team actually ended up making the playoffs.
Fuck off.
So
that's fair.
There's a difference in that. Yeah, they realized
they didn't make the playoffs. They made the play-in.
Good enough.
No, not good enough.
They won 44 games.
That's still not good enough. They didn't make the playoffs. You want to know
why?
That
was a playoff team in the West.
Yeah, they weren't in the West though.
Yeah,
So
that's
it sucks.
true. Yeah, they didn't get to play the Suns or the Blazers in the play-in.
Or the Warriors or
Warriors
Clippers.
or Clippers. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
get the Heat
Yeah.
and Magic. A lot different.
Yeah, and they got to hurt. They had to hurt the Heat's best player. Fucking bullshit.
My gosh, bro. No,
It's the truth. Look at the fucking clip. I'm gonna cope as much as I
LaMelo
want.
said sorry, bro. LaMelo said sorry.
So we're just supposed to be like, all right, bro. Yeah, all
Yes,
good,
bro.
man.
Yes.
We lost the game because you're
My
a dirty
God,
SOB.
bro. Yes, we
But
are.
we're all good, bro.
Forgive and forget. You never heard of that? Forgive and forget.
Yeah, I mean, if it had only been one time, maybe.
It first time.
Not the first time.
Just wait. LaMelo's gonna be back in the playoffs. They're gonna be good next year. Watch.
You're about to like text me right now on the side. You're gonna be like, yo, end the pod if you're gonna shit on LaMelo, bro. You're gonna be like, just end the fucking pod, bro. I can't handle this shit.
We never shit on LaMelo.
Yeah, I mean, he is a really good player, so I'm really not.
Yeah, he's the epitome of efficiency is overrated.
Yeah, he really is. He's like, I'm gonna chuck these fucking threes. Fuck you. I'm gonna hit a couple of these.
Exactly. Impact better.
Yeah, Jack, you missed it. We were talking about Matas on the Bulls, bro.
Yeah, we definitely did.
Yeah, the Bulls. You know, we were hoping for Caleb Wilson. We were praying for that.
Hey, look, I said Matas has been the only good G League Ignite player to come out. Everybody else just plateaus, no development in the league.
Yeah,
Thompson's the same player as he was 3 years ago.
So who did we say the Bulls should keep other than Matas?
Trey Jones,
Leonard Miller.
I would keep Leonard Miller and Giddey.
Yeah,
Giddey with Caleb Wilson is going to be a cheat code. I hope people know. Yeah, people are going to keep underrating Giddey, especially while he only makes $25 million a year.
Oh, you know what? We didn't touch on it. I should have touched on it with the Heat, with our pick if we end up standing pat. Cameron Carr from Baylor.
Yeah, Cam Carr.
Yeah.
I love Cam Carr in the Heat.
Burner. I like that. He can replace Hero easy.
Hero and Powell.
Yeah. Get rid of Hero no matter what. I think even if we can't get rid of Giannis.
Powell, he's not going to need the ball in his hands so much.
Exactly.
Norm needs the ball in his hands a lot.
Yeah, he works a lot off the dribble.
Yeah, he works a ton off the dribble. So,
yeah.
Cam Carr would be a perfect spot. Yeah, Jack, I mean, good luck to the Bulls. Trey Jones, Giddey.
Hope they don't end up like the Cubs. Start losing what's it going to be today? 9 straight?
Oh, L9 today.
Oh, they're playing right now, aren't they?
I believe so. Oh,
yeah, that's Cubs Pirates. Oh, they're playing in 12 minutes.
Good luck to them.
They said, yeah, you lost a viewer. Damn, we got 7 right now. Too bad we're about to hop out of here.
Cubs fans, brutal.
Well, all right, y'all. I'm probably going to either go live today or on Wednesday with a MMA boxing roundtable. I'm either going to be solo or I'll have someone pitch me questions, either one. This has been episode 14 of the Six Pack Sports Talk, little conference final check-in.
Yes, sir.
Little NBA offseason talk for the majority of this. Dove into where teams can improve, where teams, who should probably get rid of. Think to draft maybe in the NBA draft.
Yeah,
that's Jason's Ball Talk. This is BDT Athletics saying peace out, y'all. Like, subscribe. See y'all later. Have a good one.